One thing is that change the vibrations. Second thing is the change in the brain waves, which changes the autonomic nervous system, and every organ start healing. We all know that our lifestyle diseases like diabetes, hypertension, autoimmune diseases, one of the most major reason is the stress, that most of the time a parasympathetic system is activated. Even PCOD is also stress plus food. So most of the diseases are because of this. So if we can change those vibrations in the body and frequencies in the brain, any disease, be it mental, be it physical, and I will say be it spiritual or soul related, that can be healed. So how these bowls are healing us, right? How they are so potent and how they are most effective, and they have their own intelligence. I call them, they have the kind of divine bowls. They have their own intelligence because I consider them as a being. I consider them as a life. I don't consider them as just metal balls or someone saying that it's kind of burden, because if something is in the temple, it doesn't remain a kind of marble, it becomes a god. So similar thing with that also, with these bowls also. When some therapist and a trained therapist with his intentions or her intention uses these bowls, then anyone can heal any disease. Today we are going to discuss about the different instruments, their uses and science behind that. So first of all, I just want to introduce one of the most potent and most effective tool which we are using, therapeutic singing bowls, or the someone calling that Tibetan singing bowls, and many call it Himalayan bowls. The right name should be the handmade therapeutic singing bowls. There are two kind of bowls are there. One is the machine made kind of bowls, right? You must have seen in the market, like these kind of bowls will be there, right? Which is printed, and these are something like that. And some bowls are handmade. It's very difficult to make the handmade bowls, because to make one handmade bowl of near about 2 kg, it needs 2 persons for 4 days, and you need a proper tuning, you need proper vibrations, because sound healing word itself is a misnomer. The word is not sound healing, the word is the sound vibrational healing, because it's 20% of the sound and 80% of the vibration which heal us. So it's most important part that any instrument we are using in the sound healing, it should have a very good therapeutic vibrations. Like I just want to play it so that everyone can listen that. So how these bowls are healing us, right? How they are so potent and how they are most effective, and they have their own intelligence. I call them, they have the kind of divine bowls. They have their own intelligence because I consider them as a being. I consider them as a life. I don't consider them as just metal balls or someone saying that it's kind of burden, because if something is in the temple, it doesn't remain a kind of marble, it becomes a god. So similar thing with that also, with these bowls also. When some therapist and a trained therapist with his intentions or her intention uses these bowls, then anyone can heal any disease. I repeat that, anyone can heal any disease. It can be depression, it can be anxiety, it can be cancer, it can be diabetes, it can be hypertension. Whatever disease is there, that can be healed. So how the healing happens because of these vibrations? The reason is that when someone is getting sick, it's just because there is a change in the vibrations. When vibrations are changed, so we consider that person as a sick or having some problem. Like how the vibration changes, we all know that because of our thoughts, because of the environment, because of our past karmas, because of food we are taking. So all these things in the long run can change our vibrations. If we can change those vibrations to the natural vibration using any sound instruments, it can be your own voice also. Today in the end of this session, we will practice how you can practice sound healing with your own voice at your home. So when a trained therapist play these bowls around the body in a certain fashion, in a certain manner, with a certain vibrations, then vibrations of the cells, even I will say of the DNA, will start changing. When these vibrations start changing of the cells, we start getting healthy. So one instrument is a therapeutic singing bowls. I just want to introduce first the instruments because today's session is not about the science behind the sound healing. That is already covered. You can watch on the Wishwa Talk YouTube channel where those all scientific things are there. Next instrument I just want to discuss with everyone is this thing. Everyone must have experimented when we were in the schools or colleges. This instrument is known as the tuning fork, but these tuning forks are not a normal tuning forks. These are the therapeutic planetary tuning fork. I will just show you that if you can read it out here, right? The mirror image is not there. It's a mercury and the frequency is 141.27 hertz, right? Then we can go to another tuning fork, right? It's a platonic ear, earth platonic ear, and if you can read, everyone can read this, right? The frequency is 172.06. so these tuning forks are tuned to the frequency of the planets, different planets, like Venus is there, moon is there, sun is there, earth is there, earth rotation is there. How those frequencies are produced by different planets. So when planets are revolving around their center or around the sun, or sun is revolving around the galaxy, so it emits a certain kind of the frequency. In the 1976, one of the German scientists has found that every planet has a certain kind of frequency. In the Indian philosophy also, we know that planets have the effect on us. Like right now, today is a very auspicious day. I don't know why Wishwa Talk has chosen 25th of January, because today all of us know that Kumbh Mela is going on, and today the planets will be aligned like that. The same alignment will come after thousands of years, even 144 years. Someone is saying the 144 years, but someone is saying it's thousands of years. If someone meditate today, it will be very deep, and this kind of experience will be experienced not in our life, not in kids' life, but after 144 years. So planets have the very deep impact on our mind, body, and spirit, because in the universe everything is connected. When a trained therapist know how to use these planetary tuning forks, one can directly connect their mind, body, and soul to the universe, to the planets, to which they belong. Like Mercury represent upper chakras, third eye and crown chakra. When this tuning fork is used for the aura cleansing, aura strengthening, or one of the beautiful thing about this tuning fork is that, like singing bowls kind of the bigger bass, but these have the specific small bass. When these tuning forks are placed on certain parts of the body, at that part only, a targeted motion, targeted change can be done with these therapeutic planetary tuning forks. So this is the science behind these tuning forks, that these are the specially designed, mainly it's a philosophy of the scientist who developed that every planet is having a different kind of frequency. Similar way, on the back side of me, you can see an instrument. This instrument is known as a gong. If you have visited any monastery, Buddhist monastery, like in Northeast also there are many monasteries. In those monasteries, you must have seen this bigger gongs. They may vary from 2 feet to 20 feet also. Right? Such a big gongs. So gongs are also made according to the planetary frequencies. Though the science discovered is very recent, it was in only 1978, but the Buddhist monasteries and Buddhist monks know this science from the ages, from the centuries. So it's kind of the amalgam right now, the science and the spirituality. What we were doing, it's validated by the science that yes, what you were doing was right. Right? The frequency you are creating, it's healing the person. But at that time, this was just a sound, not the vibrations. But the Buddhists were making it according to the vibrations. So even the gong, planetary gong, has its own intelligence. Yes, we can play this gong if someone wants that, if sound can be transmitted from. We can understand these ancient tools, that how our ancestors and how Buddhist monks and everyone has created these instruments, and they have used these instruments and sound vibrations as a medicine. Because famous person Edgar Cayce from USA in the 18th century has told near about 200 years back that sound is the medicine of the future. The vibrations are the medicine of the future. Whatever right now, what we are doing, it's the vibrations only. Right now, if you're listening me, or you can't listen some vibrations, right? It's also vibrations, right? So if we are talking to someone on the phone, it's also vibrations. If someone want to be transported from one place to another place, it's also vibrations. Like science is telling that one can be transported physically also. Like we have read in many books that it was a reality in the past, it was also vibrations. And everything right now in the physics is telling about the vibrations only, that quantum physics is all about the vibrations, right? E is equal to mc square, that matter and energy both can be converted to each other, right? Many years back Einstein has told us, but right now in the last 20-25 years, the quantum physics, quantum medicine is telling us that everything is vibration. Even I am a doctor, I have done my MBBS, I am a diabetologist, worked the government for a long time, but right now my purpose is to heal the person without the medicines. So because I could understand that the power of the mind, power of the thoughts, power of the vibrations, even the medical science is using the vibration in many fields. If you can see that these days the vibrations, there are many machines which can break the kidney stones. The new instrument is coming with that. The heart clots can be removed just by the vibrations, without any stent, without an angiography, angioplasty. So these science, like right now we are having the instruments, but medical science is converting those instruments into a treatment. Like tinnitus also, they have created one machine, because in medical field there is nothing which can cure a tinnitus. It's a kind of ringing in the ears, continuous ringing in the ears. But recently one USA company has created a startup where they have recorded the sounds of the singing bowls and gongs and the natural sounds of the water flow, forest and other things. And when someone is playing, it has near about 70 to 80% of the cure for the tinnitus. So vibrations, medicines were always there, but it's recognized because of the science in the recent 50 years. So already we have discussed three instruments: the therapeutic singing bowls, second is the tuning forks, third instruments we have discussed about that gong. So I just want to show few other instruments. These instruments are not that therapeutic, but these are kind of the producing white sounds. White sounds, there is a word used in the sound healing, white sounds and the black sounds. It's not white is good and black is bad. It's all therapeutic values, like which is pleasant to the ears. That instruments are known as the white sounds. That are the ocean drums, shamanic drums, rain sticks. I just want to show you that. I don't know that the sound can be heard. So this beautiful drum is known as the ocean drum. When it's played during the meditation, it creates the sound, exactly sound of the ocean. And some person who is leading the meditation, he can create that alpha state in the mind, that calmness in the mind. When mind is calm, our brain is calm, the alpha waves who have the frequency of near about 8 to 12 hertz, then the body also starts healing because our parasympathetic system is activated. So I will just play it. So this is known as the ocean drum. So this drum can be used as a drum also during the meditations. This same drum can be used as a shamanic drum also. So this is known as ocean drum. Ocean drums. Then there is some beautiful instrument from the France. These are known as chimes. These are also kind of white sounds. They create the white sounds. There are other instruments like rain stick. Like during the meditations, these are the long rain sticks. So when they are played, these are the few instruments. There are other many instruments are also there, like crystal balls are there, other instruments are also there that we can use during the sound meditation. There are two words, technical words we are using that many of the sound maybe in this community who are listening right now. So one word is known as sound meditation, one word is known as sound bath. So in India it's used interchangeably and outside India also, but both the words are very different. That when some of the sound healer is sitting on the stage and he just playing the bowls, so this is known as sound meditation, or this can be guided or non-guided meditation. But when the many bowls are there, many instruments are there, and it's worked on the every participants in the workshop or in the meditation, that one is going close to the person, their aura cleansing, their aura strengthening, their brain entrainment to creating the binaural beats near them. So when it's worked on every participants and many healers are there, that is known as sound baths. And sound bath gives you some experience which is out of the world. Someone can experience out of body experience also. Someone can experience that we get healing within 1 hour. Someone can be a very mystic experience. I can't enumerate the things, but it's really, really one thing to experience when you get some chance to experience the sound baths. So the science of the sound instruments is ancient, right? We are using that, but it's proved recently in the last 50 years that ultimately it's change in the vibrations and change in the physical system and chemical system of the body. Because when various sounds, be it planetary tuning forks, be it planetary gongs, be it therapeutic singing bowls, or other white sounds, the ultimate purpose is to change the vibration in the every cell and in the DNA, number one. Number two, to change the vibration and frequency of the brain so that it can be taken to the alpha state or the deeper vibrations lower than the 12 hertz. When the vibration of the brain are in that field, that is kind of creates a hypnotic effect. And because the major glands like pituitary, hypothalamus are situated in the brain, so they are the master glands which controls every glands, be it thyroid, be it adrenaline, any gland in the body that's controlled by hypothalamus and pituitary. So any disease related to the hormones, autoimmune diseases can be cured just by changing the frequency of the brain. So when the brain frequency changes, we have the two autonomic nervous systems. I'm just going technical, a little bit technical because I am a doctor. So you can understand, it's very easy, right? Like our heart is beating automatically. Duk, 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 duk. Our kidneys are filtering continuously without our consciousness also. Our liver is working 24/7. It's cleansing every toxins which is inside the body, right? It's working, everything is working perfect without our consciousness, without our intervention. The system which is working automatically, it is known as the autonomic nervous system, because nervous system is there which is giving the commands. Autonomic nervous system is of two kinds. One is the sympathetic system, one is the parasympathetic system. If you are very stressed, like some dog is behind you, either you will run or you will fight. Flight or fight mode, or third is the fear mode, right? So that time our body have to release the rush of the glucose. Sugar will be high in the body. The energy will be in the muscles only. Very low oxygen will be in the brain. So sympathetic system, because it's survival mechanism. So it's like that you are put your cells on the fire. But contrary, if we can activate that parasympathetic autonomic nervous system by putting our brain waves to the alpha state or lower than that, that activated the parasympathetic system. When oxytocin is released, the love hormone, when dopamine is released, when serotonin, happy hormone is released. So it's like cooling the cells, healing the cells. One thing is that change the vibrations. Second thing is the change in the brain waves, which changes the autonomic nervous system, and every organ start healing. We all know that our lifestyle diseases like diabetes, hypertension, autoimmune diseases, one of the most major reason is the stress, that most of the time a parasympathetic system is activated. Even PCOD is also stress plus food. So most of the diseases are because of this. So if we can change those vibrations in the body and frequencies in the brain, any disease, be it mental, be it physical, and I will say be it spiritual or soul related, that can be healed. So this is the science and introduction of the instruments.